Hello there. I just want to give you a quick update. I'm still in bed, as you can see. No makeup, no hairstyle, no beautiful dress. I'm almost naked. And yeah, I would just like to update that the last 3 days was again a kind of wave, and I have been puking all the time. I have used the same medicine because of the Hyperemesis Gravidarum, and it didn't work somehow, so it was a huge challenge again after this sorry, is it like this? Yes, after this Agrex didn't work. After, I think I have already taken like 4 packages, each day 3. You know, like every day, every morning I started like drinking because I was always dehydrated, and I started eating like pudding, which actually didn't have so much calories at all. 3 days ago I started throw up again, like at noon. In the afternoon everything came out, and in the evening my supper was again like some fluid, some pudding thing, and it didn't stay at all. So I was like, okay, the next day I should not try anything anymore. So no milk products, no rice, no flour products, no meat, and no vegetable or fruit. All of those I just cannot digest, or my stomach didn't want to accept. The day before yesterday, I threw up so much. I was like, I just eat nothing, and I have to puke all the water out. So I was like, what's going on here? And I tried to figure out what have I done wrong. And then I realized I have forgotten to take this vitamin. It's called Nausema. I think Nausema. I don't know how to pronounce it. I have a German dialect, accent, I think, at the moment in my English. And this thing is basically vitamin B group. And I just have taken so many different medicines, like over 10 different kinds. I didn't really understand which one has functioned, which one didn't. So I just took all the other medicines besides Agrex that I knew that it definitely works. I took all the others kind of like as a mental support, and then I realized that I've forgotten to take this vitamin B things, because if the body for a pregnant woman has a kind of lack of vitamin B group, I think it's mainly B1, B2, B6 and B12, then it causes to nausea and vomiting, and it could, I think, strengthen the symptom of hyperemesis gravidarum. Then I realized, okay, perhaps I should take that. And in that evening, I took the first one. Of course, it didn't work, and I had to throw up, I think, at 1 a.m. again. And that day was really bad because I basically was again dehydrated. I was like eating nothing, and I couldn't even keep the water inside, so I was losing weight again. And the second day, like yesterday, I took 3 times from mornings, and then it worked. So I think now I know that the combination of Agrex and this Nausema work at the moment. I can only say at the moment because it's always dynamic, and I don't know if it will work next week. Every week it's different, every day it's different. In between there were like 2 weeks that I really had to throw up so much. I had kind of morning sickness, and then there were like more often this kind of evening sicknesses. So I threw up mostly from lunch, because the stomach was kind of power up a little bit, and then it had strength again to, like actively kind of play its own game. So yeah, I threw up more often from early afternoon. I never ever want to puke again, because all my throat and everything is hurt. At the very beginning I threw up so much that it's like 20 to 30 times per day that I automatically got hurt everywhere, and at the end, as I threw up, like for the first 2 weeks, as I got kind of nausea and vomiting symptom, I didn't know that it was hyperemesis. I didn't know that at all. I didn't even know this kind of sickness. And I was like, okay, this was weird, and I threw up too much, and then some like brownish things came out. It is kind of blood mixed with all the other things. So then I realized, okay, this is getting serious, and I'm definitely hurt somewhere. Every time after this all of the throwing up function activity game, here it burns all the way down till the stomach. So I knew that it was getting worse and worse. Then yesterday and the day before yesterday, I realized, okay, I started puking again. Everything was kind of like tried to be digested, and then it came automatically up. So I got a lot of pain again here and the burns, and I hope that this combination of vitamin B group and Agurex will work for a while, because I don't know what I can do. I try to accept the dynamic process of this, but every time if it's different, then I was always rolled back to the very bad standard that I have tried to get over like for weeks. So I just didn't make any progress. I have lost 6 kilos, and I think most of them is of course muscles, because I have been lying in bed for I think 3 or 4 weeks already, and today should be 15th week. And I think this HCG value will slowly come down a little bit. I hope so, because most of the women that even they don't even vomit, they just got this nausea feeling, and I think their bodies react like more to the increase of the HCG value in the very beginning, in the first trimester. But my body kind of reacts not only to that, but also to the peak. So it might react also to the amount of this value, which is still very, very high. And the doctors have also mentioned that there are like a few very, very, very small group of pregnant women that really have to vomit till end of their pregnancy. And if I try to understand this after such a long time, after so many different experiences with all the medicines, all the infusions, all the kind of suggestions and advices and tips, and try this, try that, I get to understand it in another way. I think there are like a few women that really react to this huge amount of value, which should be going down all the time, I think, during the second trimester. And the third trimester is because you have a huge belly, your baby is growing, and the belly and the baby put a lot of pressure to the stomach, so people continue puking. I guess that might be the situation, that people like continue throwing up till the end of their pregnancies. I hope this will never ever happen to me, but I try to be open. I try to not have so much hope, because every time if I hope something and it didn't happen, and then of course people get disappointed, and this is not good, because I don't want to get depressed again. So yeah, I try to be open, and I try to like embrace this kind of sickness, which is kind of ridiculous, I think, for most of you, but this is it. I cannot do anything, and the baby is growing. I kind of have a little bit belly already, but as I have already mentioned, there is still 6 kilo difference from my weight from the very beginning. The baby is growing. I have lost 6 kilos when I read the number, but I definitely lose more because the baby is also weighing more and more. So I would say like 7 perhaps. I think it's okay. I can survive. My mom is worried a lot because she doesn't want to sacrifice my health just to bring a baby in the world, which is understandable. I also don't want this either, but this is not up to me. It's also not up to the baby. I mean, the body is kind of like just reacting to something and is very sensitive, and nobody wants this. So if you are watching this and if you have same symptoms of hyperemesis gravidarum, take it serious, go to the doctors, take some treatment. Medical support is very important, and try to be optimistic, I would say. Try to be positive, try to be open to everything, try to, I cannot say I can enjoy it, or I don't even talk to my baby now, but try to calm down, try to be, I would say, distracted from some funny stories, some funny YouTubes or some movies. Try to hold yourself together. And of course, the support of the family is very important. I think I've already mentioned all of this, but just in case you don't know what this is, it is very important, all the tips above. Next Wednesday, we will have another appointment for me from our OB, because they would like to check me every 2 weeks. And I think it's also very good because our baby is kind of in a dehydrated situation. I drink all in all 500 to 800 milliliter water per day, and I think a standard water demand for a normal person without any pregnancy is like 1.5 liter, and if you're pregnant with one single baby, it's kind of like up to 2 liters. So if I take 500 milliliter, it's way too little. I'm aware of it, but this is the minimal demand that I need, which I have already succeeded. Because otherwise I need to go to the hospital. They need to, like give some extra infusion. So I hope they will also check the baby next week, just to, like in case, to have a look if the baby is still growing, if the baby is a little bit too small. I hope not. And if it's okay for him, I don't know why, but I kept talking about him, although we didn't know gender. But in 4 weeks we will know. I think 3 actually. Yeah, so if they can check the baby again, that would be really great. They will take my blood value and they will check everything, my urine, and they will see if I get any progress. But obviously from my weight I didn't, so I can only say I'm in a kind of surviving situation, which is positive for me, that I can survive. I don't need to go to the hospital. But this is far away from being good or great or fine. So we will have a look, and I will keep you updated very soon again, perhaps next week, and wish you all a good weekend. See you!